Hello and welcome to our latest and greatest episode of Better Together Arizona. I am your host, Angela Hughey. I am super excited to be having this conversation with the amazing Karen Johnson today, President and CEO of New Pathways for Youth. Karen, for like our viewers and listeners that somehow may not have heard about New Pathways for Youth, can you tell everyone a little bit about the great work that you do?
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. New Pathways for Youth has been serving the community in Phoenix and teenagers in Phoenix for 36 years now.
Wow.
We are located just down from Chase Field, right downtown Phoenix. We serve teenagers ages 13 to 21, and our program is a mentoring program combined with a personal development curriculum. So we work with kids who need some additional support, who've had some adversity in their life, and are looking for some new opportunities and building a connection with a dedicated, caring adult.
Awesome. I'm going to get deeper into the great work that New Pathways does. But before we do there, New Pathways for Youth is a one community member. And can you talk about like why that's important to you organizationally?
Yeah. So when I started at New Pathways, I've been there almost 4 years. I learned about the Unity Pledge of one community, and I thought, we need to sign this. And it was one of the one that I remember doing it, like going online, finding the Unity Pledge, and thinking to myself, I wonder if I have to ask anyone permission, if I have to ask my board if I can sign this.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't care, I'm signing it. So I signed the pledge on behalf of our organization. It's important to us because we're caring, loving humans, and we all are one community. So being part of this organization and connecting in with all the amazing people in Phoenix is central to what we do.
Well, we're so grateful for your partnership and for New Pathways for You signing the Unity Pledge. And it's interesting. I believe that the Unity Pledge is like more important now than it's been in its entire existence, when we kind of find ourselves in this really uncomfortable space where members of diverse communities are kind of being, shamed and pushed into the shadows simply for who we are, right?
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for your leadership, for the fact that you're just like, inclusion is a part of just who New Pathways is. And we've talked about this a little bit, but I think what's so remarkable is when you look at the youth that you're serving. I know that there's a high percentage of your youth who are LGBTQ or members of diverse communities. Talk about like how awesome your youth are and how diverse they are.
Yeah. Gosh, our kids are brave in so many ways, and exploring the world and figuring out who they are, right? And everything that means. And our program really comes along beside them and helps them learn and explore and be present with who they are and what they're feeling and thinking. So 95% of our kids are BIPOC, about 65% of our kids are Latino, Hispanic, 30% of our kids identify as LGBTQ+, and they're all very open and very excited about figuring out what's inside of themselves and what they want to be up to in life.
And how to be successful. It's interesting. Every generation in America's history is more diverse, right? And so I'm listening to the beautiful diversity that makes up the New Pathways for Youth, right? And you really are mirroring, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who Gen Alpha is a minority majority, the first minority majority generation in America's history. And so I find us in this really interesting place in America and Arizona right now, where there is pushback against diverse communities. But the reality is we become more and more diverse every day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's seen in your youth. So I know that when I've asked you really about like what's the secret sauce about New Pathways, you say that it's personal development, right? and that's what really makes New Pathways for Youth different from other organizations. Talk about what that means. Like what's the secret sauce in this personal development journey that your youth go on?
So we have a curriculum that we've had since we were founded 36 years ago, and we've continued to hone it and modify it and modernize it. But at its core is helping kids discover themselves and explore what they're thinking and sort of who's their hero, who's their rival, taking a view of being a witness and observing themselves. Honoring themselves as their word, trying on new things in life. Those are all the distinctions of our curriculum. Learning how to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? All these amazing attributes that as adults we also need to learn in life. So our curriculum really invites the kids not to think about who society thinks they are, who their family wants them to be, what challenges they have faced or what adversity they may have faced in life, but who they are inside.
Who they want to be.
Who they
is
want
what
to
I'm hearing
be,
you say.
What their goals are, how they want to show in life, up in life. And we know that when children who have faced trauma and adversity, one of the healing mechanisms of trauma is being able to form a relationship with a caring, dedicated adult outside of their family. So that's when our mentoring program comes in. And our mentors are really there to make a safe space for the kids, to support them in this journey, this personal development journey, and learning about who they are. And also the mentors are invited to share their own journey and their own challenges. And the personal development works on the grown-ups too.
Sure,
so
because we're all learning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how cool that is, right? So you have your youth that are learning from their mentors who are walking alongside of them, and your mentors that are learning from the young people and the way that they view the world, right? So it just seems like it just goes full circle, the entire program. I heard you say a couple of times that so many of your youth have really faced adversity, right? Can you describe like how the program significantly is designed to address the unique challenges that your youth have faced, and how the program really helps your young people break through the cycles of trauma and adversity that they face?
Yeah, so our when we talk to youth in the community, when we are recruiting youth, so we work with schools and school counselors and other youth-serving nonprofits to identify kids who really need some extra help. So our kids have 3 or more adverse childhood experiences, and that's all the horrible things you hope never happens to a kid. So abuse, neglect, family dysfunction, whether it's domestic violence in the family, incarceration, deportation in the family, single parent households, mental illness.
3 or more.
3 or more. You hope you don't have one. Our kids have a higher level of that.
So what I'm hearing you say is that these youth have not really been given an opportunity to have a good path forward to thrive, right?
Yeah.
And that's why New Pathways comes in and is so important in their journey.
Yes. Yeah. And we don't see them. We know that they're whole and brave and capable and important, and are there to listen and to see them as the way they are. And that's a new experience for many of them. And that's what we invite our mentors to do, not to see the rap sheet maybe of what they have faced in life, but the beautiful person in front of you and what they're offering and what they want to be in life. So it's a very powerful way to give these kids who really want to get at life the way every kid does.
So, and these kids have to want to go through this program too, right? Like you go through a process. Can you talk about the process that kids have to go through to be accepted into the new Pathways for Youth program. So they really have to show some serious initiative.
Absolutely. Yeah, they sign up, we interview them, we bring their caregivers, their guardians, their family in, and we talk to them and make sure they're on board as well. During our launch weekends, so we start in a 3.5-day launch experience where we bring in our new youth and our mentors and go through our curriculum. We give them a chance. We tell them on day one, like, you have to commit to being here and to doing this program, and now's the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time to honor yourself as your word, and they all say yes, let's do it.
So you're teaching them responsibility and accountability before they even enter into the program, right?
Definitely.
Which I think is fantastic. I know adults that could learn a lesson or two on accountability and responsibility. Maybe you need to have a new Pathways for Adults as well. Okay, so diverse communities. I know that the majority of your youth are members of the BIPOC community. You said 30%, roughly 30%, also identify as LGBTQ plus. Talk about how the program ensures really an inclusive and supportive environment for your youth, especially considering that some of your mentors maybe are of different generations, and they might need some guidance on topics such as like pronouns, right?
Yeah. So we our mentor recruitment process, similarly, when we talk to mentors, we give them a big overview of what the program is, right? An hour on Zoom to learn everything about the program. Then we have an interview process. And when I was the CEO, I signed up to be a mentor, and I got interviewed like every other prospective mentor, and my staff even checked my references to make sure that I was legitimate. And then there's a training program. So we have a 4-part training program for our mentors. Half of it is online through a learning management system, and the other 2 sessions are in person because we really want to meet our mentors, explain the curriculum, make sure that they are safe and that they're ready to be in this relationship with a young person as a mentor.
So I'm hearing a really, really thorough process, both for your kids, your youth, and your mentors, and guidance, right? Like, it seems to me like your team is there to walk alongside your mentees, right? Your youth and your mentors, right? To make sure, I think that it's a really successful journey along the way. So I'm going to imagine that you're always in need of more mentors, right?
Definitely, yes.
So what are the key qualities that you look for in potential mentors, right? Simply beyond like, we want to connect with another human being, or, my life experiences may be helpful. What are those qualities that you're really looking for in your mentors?
Well, as you noted, right? They want to connect with a kid. They want to be able to give back to a kid. A lot of times we talk to mentors about being the person you wish you would have had when you were growing up. You can now be that and give back to someone else. So that's the sort of the baseline. And going through the process, completing the training, understanding our curriculum and what our expectations are. Being open to coaching is a big part of it. No one is, even if you've been a parent, even if you've been a teacher, being a mentor is different. And our team really needs to be comfortable that you have the right attitude and the right spirit to be open to coaching and to be able to reflect on yourself and to think about how you can support a youth. So not just what's in it, not at all really what's in it for you, but how can you
how
be
you can
there
best be supportive
for
to the
this
youth.
Right. We ask our mentors to connect with their youth 3 different times a month.
Okay.
And one time is to come back once a month to one of our power-up sessions.
So tell me what a power-up session is.
Yeah, so it's the continuation of our personal development curriculum.
Okay.
So it's a 2-hour on a Saturday morning. We have one tomorrow morning. So my mentee, I've already texted her today. She and I are going to power up tomorrow morning. And it's a different lesson or a different concept that we're helping explore a little more deeply with our youth from our curriculum. So last month was about the 3 centers of intelligence. So your head, your body, your heart. The session before that was about how to communicate in groups. So different life lessons that's helpful for the kids in schools or in their families, and it always harkens back to our curriculum and our distinctions. So that's one time a month.
Okay.
There are other things that you just naturally like to do with your mentor.
So like with your mentor, how much time are you spending together during the month? Because I'm trying to imagine, like, I can think of some like really remarkable adults that I think that the mentorship opportunity would really appeal to them. And I'm like, what's the roadblock? And so the number one commitment, number one issue I think is the time commitment, right?
Right.
Or the perceived time commitment.
Right.
So explain like.
So I always think of it as, gosh, I have to go have fun with the kid 3 times a month.
Okay.
Darn it.
That doesn't sound
you
so
know,
bad.
right? So we do things like my young person is an athlete. So I've gone to lots of basketball games. We're in softball season now. So I go to her games and cheer her on. We've gone to different museums. I love museums. I'm trying to get her to love museums too. So we've gone to the Illusions Museum. We've gone to the Phoenix Art Museum. We're going to head to the MIM pretty soon. Sometimes it's just go out to eat, right? And have conversations.
Just check in with one another.
Right. There's a lot of texting. There's a lot of let me pick you up after school and take you to an appointment.
And spend 15, 20 minutes just, again,
building that
just
relationship, right?
Building trust and checking in and just having that really authentic, grounded relationship.
Right. And our organization also organizes once a month a fun outing for all of our community to go on. So this past month, we went to the Arizona Animal Welfare League and had a volunteer day with the puppies and the kitties. So that was great fun.
So it's not too time like it's not so much time that you can't find a way to figure it out. And then I'm hearing that like your team helps with like outings too, so you don't feel like it's all kind of on your shoulders. It's really about spending the quality time with your mentee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we enroll each group of mentors and mentees in a cohort. So you automatically get a group of new friends and a network of new people. The text chain that usually blows up my phone is our mentor text chain. So it's, what do we want to do this month? Should we go to the Botanic Gardens? Should we take our kids out to lunch after Power Up? So there's built-in friends and friends for the kids. So it's just a lot of community and fun.
Yeah,
for
that
everyone.
sense of community. And it just seems like that's what everyone is aching for right now, is to feel like they're a part of something, that they're a part of the solution. So, I mean, what a remarkable experience. You get to walk alongside a youth and teach them new things, but also learn from them, create community connections with other mentors. And you're not out there on your own, right? Like, I love that your team is there, right, for the mentors.
Yeah.
You have like mentor coaches, right?
You know, I have the best team in the business, and I genuinely believe that because I every day learn so much from them. We provide case management support for our youth, for their families, and for our mentors. So you're never alone. You always have a point of contact that you have a once a month meeting, half-hour Zoom call, where you can just sort of download what's been happening, get some advice, connect in with other resources. If there's something you're challenged by, they'll help you coach you through it or connect you to the resources. And it's really, we do an amazing job of making the mentors feel like they are someone's always got their back, always there to fall back on and to cheer them on.
Heard, and they've got, so I love this, right? You have the mentor with the mentee, then you have mentor coaches for the mentors. You have a sense of community. It's community, and these are the things that I think, just do it builds a better, stronger Arizona, right? And
Yeah.
then you provide wraparound services, right? Because some of your youth and their caregivers may need additional services that go beyond what New Pathways provides, like in the setting with the mentors and the mentees. Can you talk about the wraparound services?
Yeah, so we have an amazing social benefits sector in Phoenix. So many great organizations helping people in all kinds of ways. So, uh, if our caregivers need food resources, need job resources, housing, we're able to connect them with those other partners in the community to really help them be healthy. Because we know when the youth is in a healthy home environment,
Everyone's
that
going to
everyone
thrive.
benefits. My first mentee, I have two mentees. My first mentee is now 19, and he and I several times have been to St. Joseph the Worker to go through their job training
Mm.
and jobs resources. So they're a great partner for us. Their CEO is one of our mentors as well. So she's an amazing partner in this work. So all kinds of ways. We also have a caregiver program for our families. So a 8-week program so we can share with them the same curriculum that their youth is learning. So they can sort of understand the changes they may see in their young person and gain some of that vocabulary so they can also be part of the curriculum with our program and with the youth.
So while the mentorship program is specifically for youth, you are ensuring that the youth's families or caregivers, right, are along for the journey too. So you're just creating just a healthier ecosystem for everyone in their lives,
Yeah.
right? And just an
Yes.
opportunity for the whole entire family to thrive.
And one of the things we've discovered is that the caregivers also need a network. So we've done like parties for the caregivers at our centers and invited the different caregivers so they can meet each other.
Just like
and-
your mentors are, right?
Absolutely.
What I hear is that you are just, there's all these circles of connectivity with the youth, with the mentors, with the mentor coaches, with the teams, with the caregivers, and that you are really deeply, authentically invested in creating just a healthier community. That's what you're
Absolutely.
doing.
Yes.
I mean, I think the work is so important and remarkable, and I've always loved going to the New Pathways for Youth breakfast, and it's always just so remarkable to hear the kids' stories.
Yeah.
But I'm typically really blown away by the mentor stories too, right? Because it's transformative for the folks that are mentors, and how these kids and them succeeding so positively impacts their lives.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So cool. Okay, so 60 matches a year is the goal, right? Talk
Yeah.
about how you ensure that, like, how do you keep this all together? The quality, the support, it's layers upon layers upon layers of support. How do you and your team just manage this and ensure that you're touching folks in the way that you need to?
We have a very rigorous evaluation system. So we're always surveying our mentors, our youth, our caregivers, getting feedback on our program, finding opportunities to improve and tweak the system and make sure we're adjusting as times change, as needs change. And working closely with our partners, whether it's school partners, other community partners, just making sure that we're able to fill in all the gaps. And I know one of the issues that has come up for my team recently is substance abuse and needing to get more training and information about substance abuse problems in our teens. So we've partnered with our colleagues at Not My Kid, and they're going to come do a training for us to make sure that we're up to date on what we need to know to be able to provide that support. So it's, there's never a dull moment and always opportunities and really an appetite to improve because we want the kids to be successful.
And a collaborative network, right? You're like, we don't have
Absolutely.
to have all the answers. We have the partners in place where if we need, if we need more coaching, or if we, in this case, we need to partner with Not My Kid around substance abuse, you know who to like reach out to. It just seems like,
Absolutely.
again, everybody is just connected, and it's all about community. Okay, so the organization is called New Pathways for Youth, but like it doesn't stop at 18, right? Like
Right.
I think it's New Pathways for young adults too, right?
We do have a young adult program, right? So what we discovered is that kids, when they graduate from high school or become 18, there's still a whole set of life skills that they're working on. And if they're still in connection and in relationship with their mentor wants to help them. So we've developed a curriculum and a sort of an advanced stage 2 curriculum for those young adults, where it's how to rent an apartment, how to find a roommate, how to cook a meal, how to get a bank account, right? Like all the next layer of skills to make sure. And we've had sessions on relationships. What does that look like? What does it mean to get married? Just making sure that they have information that they need where we can help them.
Because if you're informed, you're going to make better decisions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for folks that are watching and listening and somehow have not heard of New Pathways for Youth, how can they get involved? How can they find out more information about New Pathways for Youth to see if it makes sense to consider becoming a mentor or to invest as a donor? Like, who do they reach out to?
They can always reach out to me. Our website is npfy.org, and you can sign up for a mentor introduction session. It's an hour-long Zoom, and we offer it 2 different times during the week. And you can learn what it means to be a mentor. There's a host of resources on our website as well. If you're a family member or a young person, we also have information on joining our program as a youth. And all the ways to donate and support our organization. We are 100% philanthropically driven. The community has provided the resources for us to continue to grow and serve the community and expand our programming now for 36 years. And we're so grateful for that. And that support is needed now more than ever.
More than ever, right? All right, last question. It's a biggie. What is your dream for Arizona?
Wow. My dream for Arizona is for all of us to recognize the beauty in every person who lives in this state, and to embrace our diversity, embrace our every amazing community and community member that we have in this state. It's really, there is such generosity in Phoenix and generosity in Arizona, generosity of spirit. I keep hoping our politics will live up to that. Yeah. And my dream is that someday they will.
I'm with you. Thank you so much for this conversation, Karen.
Thank you. Yeah.